In the endless sands of old Arabia, where fortunes are made and lost with the shifting dunes, a question whispers on the wind: what is the true measure of a man's worth? Is it the gold in his coffers, the power he wields, or something far more profound, hidden deep within the heart? Our story begins in a bustling city, a jewel of the desert, where a wealthy merchant named Khalid lived. Khalid had everything a man could desire: a grand home, chests overflowing with coins, and the respect of all who knew him. Yet, a shadow of unease followed him. He saw envy in the eyes of his peers and felt a hollowness that his riches could not fill. One evening, as the sun painted the sky in hues of orange and purple, a wandering Sufi, a mystic known for his wisdom, arrived at his door. The Sufi, with eyes as deep and ancient as the night sky, simply asked for a cup of water. Khalid, ever the generous host, invited him in, offering not just water but a feast fit for a king. As they sat amidst luxurious silks and shimmering gold, Khalid confessed his spiritual emptiness. He asked the Sufi, "O wise one, I have everything, yet I have nothing. What is the secret to true contentment?" The Sufi smiled gently. "Your wealth is a river, Khalid. If you build a dam to keep it all for yourself, it will stagnate and breed sorrow. But if you let it flow, it will irrigate the lands of others and bring life, and in return, your own wellspring will never run dry." He then told Khalid of a small, forgotten village, ravaged by drought, on the far side of the desert. "True wealth," the Sufi said, "is measured not by what you keep, but by what you give away." Haunted by the Sufi's words, Khalid couldn't sleep. He saw visions of thirsty children and barren fields. The next morning, he made a decision that shocked the entire city. He loaded his finest camels not with goods to trade, but with sacks of grain, barrels of water, and coins for the needy. He embarked on the perilous journey himself, leaving his life of comfort behind. The desert tested him, the sun beat down on him, and the journey stripped him of his pride. When he finally reached the village, he was not a wealthy merchant, but a weary traveler. He saw the desperation he had imagined. Without announcing his name or status, he distributed the food and water. He worked alongside the villagers to dig a new well. For the first time, he felt the joy of sweat on his brow, the warmth of a shared meal, and the genuine gratitude in the eyes of a child. He stayed for weeks, his hands becoming calloused, his heart becoming full. When the well was finally struck and fresh water bubbled up from the earth, the villagers rejoiced. They didn't know he was the rich merchant Khalid. To them, he was simply a kind stranger who had answered their prayers. As he prepared to leave, the village elder gave him a small, carved wooden bird. "This is all we have," the elder said, "but it carries all our thanks." Khalid returned to his city a changed man. His home felt less like a palace and more like an empty shell. He had given away a fortune, but he had found a treasure far greater. He realized the Sufi was right. The true measure of a man isn't the weight of his gold, but the lightness of a soul that has learned to give. For in the end, we are remembered not for the empires we build, but for the lives we touch. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more tales of ancient wisdom.